The feet are the foundation of the body. If we do a little work to make our feet strong and flexible, it'll go a long way in reducing aches and pains in the ankles, knees, hips, back, shoulders, and neck. Let's get started with a little warm-up. Stand with your feet hip-width apart, and on an inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale and release your arms all the way down. Once more, inhale your arms all the way up, reach up high. Exhale and release your arms down. With your next inhale, inhale your arms up and also elevate all the way up onto your toes. Exhale, release your arms and heels all the way down. Let's do one more exactly the same way. Inhale your arms up. If you lose your balance and step out of the pose, don't worry, just move right back into it. With this last one, inhale all the way up, and we're going to remain in this elevated position. So engage your belly, relax your shoulders down, and keep breathing. Feel the muscles in your feet and ankles working, and then inhale, reach up for the ceiling. Exhale, release down into a gentle forward fold. Relax your back, and then on an inhale, slowly roll up through your spine. Now that we've warmed up the feet, we're going to work on some strengthening. Begin by elevating up onto your toes and then taking a little walk around your yoga mat or just the space where you're practicing. Keep your heels lifted all the way up high. When you get back around to your starting place, we're going to change things up. So lift your toes up and walk around in a circle on your heels. Just take your time, make sure that you're breathing. Feel the strengthening in your ankles and feet. When you get back to your starting place, take a break. Bend your knees a couple of times to stretch out your calves, and then stretch out the tops of your feet and the front of your legs by turning your toes under and gently pressing your ankle forward. Do this as many times as you like until your feet and ankles feel rested. The next thing we'll do is lift up the inner edges of the feet so we can take a little walk around on the outer edges of the feet. And again, feel the strengthening this time in the outer part of the ankle. You may also feel some work in the inner part of your ankle. When you get back around to your starting point, take a little break, bend your knees a couple of times, and then we're going to do the funniest one of all. We're going to walk on the inner edges of the feet and elevate the outer edges of the feet. This always makes me feel like a penguin when I practice this one. Take your time walking all the way around, and when you get back to your starting point, again, take a break, bend your knees a couple of times. Again, stretch out your ankles by turning your toes under and reaching the top of your foot forward. You'll also feel a nice stretch in the front of the lower legs when you do this. Next, we'll work on strengthening the toes. Set your feet hip-width apart, lift your toes up high, and then set your toes down one at a time, starting from the pinky toes and working your way in toward your big toes. This work can be very challenging, especially if you've never done it before, so just be patient as you do the work. Do this about 3 or 4 times, and then take a break. Again, slowly bend your knees a couple of times. And then we'll get ready for the next one. We're just going to change up the toes a little bit. So we're going to lift the toes up high, and then work on setting them down one at a time, starting from the big toes and working our way to the pinky toes. This one can be really challenging, if not impossible, but just having the intention of setting your toes down one at a time is activating the muscles and building strength. So just keep at it. Again, when you're done, take a break, bend your knees a couple of times, turn your toes under, reach the tops of your feet forward. And next we'll work on strengthening the arches of the feet. This work is very subtle, and if you look at your feet, it may look like they're not doing anything at all. But what you're doing is engaging the muscles in the arches of the feet to lift them up toward the ceiling, and then allow them to relax, take a break. And then when you feel ready, again, engage your arches, lift them up, and then again, relax. The common tendency is to also tense the toes, so once you become comfortable with lifting your arches, also practice relaxing your toes by tapping them up and down a couple of times. Like I mentioned before, this feet work can be very challenging, but it's also very beneficial because it can help minimize pain in your ankles, knees, hips, back, and neck. When you're done with the practice, take a little break. Inhale your arms all the way up, lengthen your whole body out. Exhale, bring your hands onto your knees, round your back. And once more, inhale your arms all the way up, stretch your whole self out. Exhale your hands down onto your knees, round your back. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring yourself back up to upright, and you're ready to face the day.